You know what I found out this year? A lot of people fall in love in Costa Rica. I found that out because last March or April, I think it was, 2022, about 7 or 8 months ago, we sent out a notice to many of our 275,000 listeners and readers, and we got quite a few stories back. People who wanted to share their story about falling in love in Costa Rica. And so I'd like to bring a couple stories to you today, share them with you, and also ask you if you fell in love in Costa Rica. If you did, please send us your story so we can share the magic, your magic, with our readers and our listeners. If you're happier than you've ever been just because you fell in love here, if you found true love in Costa Rica and you know you're going to spend the rest of your life with that person, and if you'd like to share your story, if your fantasy really came true here, send us your story at Costa Rica Good News at gmail.com. That's Costa Rica Good News at gmail.com. You don't have to get into heavy duty detail, just maybe 2 paragraphs at the most. Something I can read in about 3 or 4 minutes. That would be great. We love to share stories here. Nothing but good news coming out of Costa Rica at the Costa Rica Pura Vida Lifestyle podcast series. With that in mind, I want to talk to you about Marcelita and Rob. As you may know, Costa Rica is home to many global corporations. These huge companies are expanding here every day. Close proximity to the United States, and just as important, an intelligent, hardworking, bilingual workforce. Well, that makes this business in Costa Rica boom, and Costa Rica's economy is reaping the rewards. Rob is a team leader and expansion coordinator, they call him, for one such global company. He asked me not to mention the company, but it's a company that you would recognize. In November of 2021, about a year ago, he was here for the first time in Costa Rica, and he served as part of a team whose sole purpose was to hire and train over 150 new employees. Well, one Sunday, he had a day off. It was his first day off in 2 or 3 months, and he went out to lunch at a hillside Peruvian restaurant in Escazú. And while there, he met Marcelita. She was here on vacation from Peru, and Rob told us it was love at first sight, as is the case more times than not, it seems. And after about 6 months, they're planning on getting married. Life couldn't be much better for them. Thanks, Rob, for submitting that story. Mick and Elizabeth, well, as time goes by, we cherish every day. We all yearn for those moments that are so very special in our lives, and one of those special times happens when finding someone to talk to that makes us feel wonderful. Finding a positive, upbeat, always smiling person who can change one's life when they walk into it. Mick was waiting for the second leg of his flight from Helena, Montana to San Jose, Costa Rica. He was stuck in Houston for many hours. He said 3 or 4 hours, believe it or not. He was bored and really looking forward to 10 glorious days in Costa Rica. Well, enter Elizabeth. She ordered a cafe latte, and she was stirring in the sweetener, and some of the froth splashed onto Mick's hand as he was doing the same. Splashing froth in June of 2021 is totally responsible for Mick and Elizabeth spending 10 days together in Costa Rica. Now they are engaged and totally in love, Mick tells me. They're still drinking cafe lattes together. They're returning to Costa Rica this coming Monday to get married. And let's go with Thiago and Gabriela. Thiago grew up in an eastern suburb of San Jose. His parents taught him right. Being an amazing student and his strong work ethic allowed him to win a scholarship to a college just outside of New Orleans, Louisiana. He studied mechanical engineering and now plans to seek employment in the medical equipment industry. Gabriela, she's in her last year of college at the University of Costa Rica there in San Pedro, just east of downtown San Jose. She's studying a similar major, and Thiago, well, he was asked to speak at a seminar at UCR last year, highlighting scholarship opportunities and availabilities for students who will be graduating soon. These are incredible opportunities to go to the United States. Gabriella had a lot of questions after Thiago spoke, and the rest, it's history. Gabriella's in love with everything about Thiago and vice versa. They want to live in the USA for a few years and then return to Costa Rica to work for a global medical device corporation and work remotely. Another Costa Rica success story. We have quite a few more stories to tell you, but I'm going to spread them out a little bit. We will tell you 2 or 3 more tomorrow. Hey, thanks for listening, and keep in mind that Costa Rica Pura Vida Lifestyle podcast series, well, we have recorded way over 2,000 episodes. We're found on all major podcast venues, iHeartRadio, Spotify, the Google Podcast platform, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Anchor, Podchaser, Podbean, and all the others. All you have to do is Google our name and the venue that you wish to listen, and the links will appear in front of your eyes. And keep in mind, the only reason we do all this is to share with you the good news that comes out of Costa Rica every day. If you've never been here before, then we hope to inspire you to visit. If you live here already, we hope to help you become more familiar with what all Costa Rica has to offer you in your own backyard. And we promise to deliver to you nothing but good news and the hundreds, perhaps thousands of stories about the Pura Vida lifestyle. Hey, thanks again for listening. We really appreciate it. And we will see you tomorrow with some more love stories.